What if the very first sentence of your Bible is already hiding something from you? Not a tiny detail, but a Hebrew word your English Bible quietly erases. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. You've heard this 1,000 times, Sunday school, sermons, memes, but in the original Hebrew, there's a mysterious word sitting right in the middle that you never see. I'm the translation detective. Today we're going to investigate what your Bible hides in Genesis 1:1 and why one little Hebrew word has sparked centuries of debate. Let's start with the scene of the crime. This is Genesis 1:1 in Hebrew. First word, Bereshit, usually translated in the beginning. So far so good. Then bara, created. Elohim, God. Then hashamayim, the heavens, and haaretz, the earth. But if you look closely, there are two extra Hebrew words in here that simply disappear in English. See that little word right after Elohim? Those two Hebrew letters, Aleph and Tav, et. Your English Bible usually pretends it isn't there. In Hebrew, Genesis 1:1 literally reads, "In beginning created God, et, the heavens, and et, the earth." 2 times, et the heavens and et the earth. Yet your English translation just skips it. King James, ESV, NIV, NASB, pick almost any translation. None of them show you this word, not once. So, what is et, and why does it vanish? But there is one more place this et shows up that is even harder to explain away. Zechariah 12:10. God is speaking about the end times. He says, "They shall look upon me, whom they have pierced." In Hebrew, right after "look upon me," there is an untranslated et, Aleph-Tav. Grammatically, it marks me as the object. But visually, it puts the alpha and omega right before the phrase, "whom they have pierced." Coincidence? Or a signature? To be fair to the translators, et is not an ordinary noun or verb. In Hebrew grammar, it's usually called the direct object marker. Hebrew doesn't use as much word order as English to show who does what. So et often functions like a little arrow. It marks what is being acted on. God created at the heavens and at the earth. So translators say, we don't need to show that in English. But here's where it gets interesting. This et is made of the first and last letters of the Hebrew alphabet, Aleph and Tav. The A to Z of Hebrew, right in between God and the heavens and the earth. From the very beginning, some Jewish and Christian readers have asked, is that just a coincidence, or is this a quiet hint? The A and Z of Hebrew, placed between God and everything He creates. Most scholars will tell you, grammatically et is just a marker. You don't translate it because English doesn't need it, and that's true. But theology has never been satisfied to leave it there. Some Jewish interpreters saw et in Genesis 1:1 as a way of saying, God didn't just create one or two things. He created everything from Aleph to Tav, from beginning to end. All reality, all letters, all words. Later, some Christian readers went even further. They noticed that in Revelation, Jesus calls himself the Alpha and the Omega, the first and last letters of Greek. So they asked, is this Aleph-Tav in Genesis 1:1, a shadow, a whisper, of the one through whom God created all things? John says, in the beginning was the Word. All things were made through him. Genesis 1:1 says, in beginning created God at the heavens and at the earth. Is that deliberate poetry from God, or are we reading too much into a grammar marker? That's the tension. So let's be careful investigators. Fact, et is there, twice. Fact, your English Bible doesn't show it. Fact, grammatically it marks the heavens and the earth as the direct objects of God's creating. The symbolic and messianic readings, those are interpretive layers, interesting, sometimes powerful, but not required by the grammar. But even if you stay strictly with the grammar, something beautiful is happening. The very first verse of the Bible is already thicker, more textured in Hebrew than in English. God is not vaguely starting things. He is acting directly on the totality of creation, the heavens and the earth. And this is only the first secret your English Bible smooths over. Next time we're going after something even bigger than et, the actual name of God in the Old Testament. 4 Hebrew letters that almost every English Bible hides behind the word Lord. If you want to keep uncovering what your English Bible hides, word by word, verse by verse, subscribe and stay with me. The investigation into God's name starts in the very next video. You don't want to miss it.